Earlier this week, I played a clip for you of Sean Hannity really setting the bar quite low for Donald Trump's performance in next week's debate, arguing, listen, Biden will probably be on drugs. So if it seems like Trump didn't do that well, it's because Trump won't be on drugs and Biden probably will. They are very worried. They are very, very worried about this, to the point that last week Hannity even floated the idea that maybe Trump doesn't go. And there are people who are writing to me saying, David, there's no way Trump goes to this debate. I, for now, believe Trump will go until I hear otherwise. Here is Hannity last night again. And he is doing the same thing where he tries to prepare his audience for, if Biden seems to do well, it's because of some kind of drug, jacked up, juiced up, or whatever. And also saying Biden is struggling with cognitive decline. He's doing both. Biden doesn't know what's going on, but if it looks like he does know what's going on, it's because of drugs. Grossly irresponsible from Sean Hannity, but he's desperate.
I don't know if he had a lot of Red Bull. I don't know if he had Excedrin that has caffeine in it. I don't know if he had a caffeine pill or something, whatever. I don't know. But
caffeine notably making you a good debater, of course, as we know.
He should let us know, because apparently it can perform miracles. We've not seen that guy before, and we haven't seen him since.
Caffeine performs miracles for people with serious dementia.
State of the Union. I'm predicting if we see it again, we're likely to see it in 8 days. Now, of course, we do expect a similar jacked up performance at this debate, so be on the lookout for a wide-eyed Joe Biden. But I think the American people now have more than enough evidence to assess Biden's ability to serve, and Joe's cognitive decline being obvious and troubling.
Yeah, they're preparing people. They're preparing. There's no more Biden's not going to be able to do it. They made that mistake in 2020 before Biden's debate with Bernie Sanders. They made that mistake in 2020 before Biden's debates with Donald Trump. They made the mistake before Biden's State of the Union addresses in 2020. Did he do one in 2021? I don't remember. 2022 and 2023 and the one just several months ago. They don't seem to be making that mistake this time, because they learned when we set expectations really low about Joe Biden, when we use wishful thinking to say, here's how bad it's going to be for Joe Biden, and then he does okay, it actually hurts us. So this time they're doing something different. Instead of expect Trump to wipe the floor with Biden, they're saying very little about Trump and more about, if Biden seems to do well, don't believe it. It will be because of some kind of performance enhancing drug that, of course, they never name, other than generally mentioning caffeine, which we've already explored with medical professionals would not actually hide evidence of dementia that they claim Joe Biden has. Now, as a reminder, this is now becoming a regular segment on Fox News' Sean Hannity program. This is from earlier this week. We looked at this on Monday, or maybe it was Tuesday. Hannity and Lara Trump pre-spinning the potentially bad debate performance for Trump by saying it'll be Biden's drugs that make it possible.
The former president, took on the challenge. I don't think he'll regret it. However, the Joe Biden that we're talking about tonight, I don't think will be the Joe Biden we're going to see on debate night. I think the Joe Biden we see on debate night is going to be the guy that we saw at the State of the Union. He's going to be all hyped up, hyper caffeinated, whatever it is. It's interesting that 70% of the country does like the idea of drug testing. I like the idea. They do it to athletes. They do it to horses in horse racing. Why not do it to presidential candidates? I like the idea. 70% of Americans apparently agree with me. However, what do you expect for the debate?
Yeah, well, this is nothing new, of course. The cards have always been stacked against Donald Trump since the day he came down the escalator to announce he was running for president as a Republican.
I love how they continue to talk about Trump coming down that gaudy gold-plated escalator like it was some kind of phoenix rising over the horizon for a new day in America, when it was actually the speech at which Trump said many Mexicans who come to the U.S. are rapists. And was it the same day that he mocked the reporter with a physical disability? No. That was at a rally. That was a different. It's hard to keep track of all of it. It was so long ago. So listen, fascism thrives on the idea that your enemy is illegitimate. They can't possibly win fairly. And that's what this is about. If Joe Biden appears to have won in 2020 based on voting, it was actually illegitimate and it was stolen and it was rigged. If Joe Biden appears to perform well enough in a debate in 2024, it's illegitimate because it's drugs. And so, we kind of laugh about it. They never name the drug. They kind of mention caffeine, but don't really explain exactly how it would work. But this is actually not only desperate, it's dangerous. It perpetuates these big lies that there is an entirely rigged system, which in reality would be one where Trump wins every election and wins every debate. Instead, this projects real weakness, although it convinces some people who hear it and then go, you know what, the election was rigged. Biden couldn't win other than with drugs. It actually projects weakness because instead of preparing for a solid performance by Trump, they're preparing for a solid performance by Biden, which they will dismiss with cheating, this is the critical thing. It's been 4 years since 2020. Biden can only win a debate on drugs is the same as Biden can only win an election by cheating. It's the same playbook. It's the fascistic playbook at its core. They can't win on the merits. They can't engage in fair debate. They lose the battle of ideas. So they lie and they manipulate and they distort in order to say the entire system is rigged against me. You can't trust anything you see or anything you hear other than what I tell you. And those are verbatim words that Trump used. Remember when he was president, do not believe what you are hearing and what you are seeing. He wants to be the ultimate source of truth. A classic with historical authoritarian figures. Let's say you want to figure out if Trump did use a Nazi slogan in a campaign video, or if it's just a misunderstanding. Ground News is an app and website that gathers news stories from across the world and political spectrum so you can decide for yourself. It's a great tool. I'm happy to be partnering with them for this video. Yes, Trump did in fact use a Nazi slogan in a campaign video he posted, and then he deleted it. On Ground News, I can access almost 200 articles covering the story and see that only 17% of those are right-leaning. No surprise there. Comparing coverage is interesting. Some sources on the left reference his language, comparing him to Hitler, while on the right, RT highlights his explanation of the video, and Israel's Arutz Sheva highlights that he deleted it. The Ground News Blind Spots feature will highlight stories like this that are disproportionately covered by either political side, so you are guaranteed to see the full picture. Sign up through my link for 40% off their Vantage subscription, which gives you access to all of their features. Go to ground.news/Pacman or scan the QR code or click the link in the description.